Hi everyone and welcome to... Jag skulle sist tiden it for a bit. Okay, take two.
Welcome back to our YouTube channel. I drar in or?
Yeah. Hi everyone and welcome to our YouTube channel. We are as always your hosts.
Arne and Carlos.
And today we are back and it's going to be all about the dickie that we really love wearing. It is a garment that we find is really cool because you can just put it on very quickly, and if it gets too hot you can actually take it off very fast. It keeps you nice and toasty, and it's actually very easy to knit. You're not knitting a whole sweater, you're knitting a panel on the front, on the back, and then you've got a collar. And so it is super easy to do. And today we're going to show you a few things about the latest dickie design that we've done.
Not everything, but a few things.
A few things. Yeah, that's what I said.
I know, I just confirmed what you say.
Ah. So Arne,
I managed to confuse you.
yeah, but I'm okay.
So cool. Okay, the dickie, Carlos. Actually, when we made the dickie, we, instead of doing like a rib or what you call that, moss stitch edging on the dickie, which is kind of normal. A lot of people do that. Our eye was working on these socks or stockings for the men's folk costume from Sätesdal.
Which you have here.
Yes. And this one has a different edge. It's not the ribbing, it's just rounds with knit and purl. And I really thought this was actually very cool.
Is that the traditional edge?
No, we found this book from this area in Norway because this sock is from another...
Yeah, oh yeah, it's a ribbed edge here.
Yeah, this one is not from Sätesdal originally, we heard. This is from Åseral, and that's where my grandfather came from. It's a neighborhood valley.
This one seems to have a different kind of edging,
Yeah,
maybe.
all these three looks like they have different edgings, and this one is a different one again.
But this one's for sure ribbed, and this one's
ribbed.
for
That
sure
is
ribbed.
ribbed.
This
That
one,
is something different.
I would say it's illustrating maybe
Like,
yeah.
how you say that?
maybe garter stitch or
Garter
something.
stitch that is
Yeah.
going on the...
Yeah, or it's just
line.
signalizing that there's an empty space there for, yeah.
But this has the same pattern as this one.
And are you knitting the sock according to the pattern that we got?
This is from the pattern from the Husfliden.
And that pattern had this rib specified.
It has this specified.
Good. Because
And
then
I thought it was really cool.
And I know that because of the folk costume, you don't actually need to have an elastic rib because they're held up by the garter bands, which we weave, and which I'll show you in some episode sometime.
But I have to finish this one day. Not now.
Not now.
No.
Are we digressing?
Yeah. Okay, so the way this rib is done is like the inspiration for what we did on this one. Mm-hmm. So we'll show you. We did it a little bit different, and I think it's really... I like this. And we also used a wet towel and a hot iron and just steamed it carefully. Mm-hmm. So it just flattens a little bit out, but you can see there's the pattern is there. We didn't flatten it out, just to soften it up a little bit and make it nicer.
Yeah.
So let me quick show you the idea behind the ribbing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, dickies, we really love designing them. It's very nostalgic for us. It kind of takes us both back to our childhood. When you dress kids or babies, or actually a little bit growner or a little bit older kids, when you dress them, it's easy to put the dickie, shove it down their head. And because, the scarves, you have to tie them and all that. But a dickie is really easy for small kids. So I remember wearing them in my childhood, and I think you did too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember looking like the Michelin Man when I was walking outside because I was so overdressed. And then
this is the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
So look, now I cast on stitches. So this is just a little piece of the edge.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be the knit side of the dickie if you did it normal way.
Mm-hmm.
But we need 2 lines or needles of purl. So
2 rows of pearl.
2 rows of purl. So what we do is we cast on this way, but then the back will be the right side
Okay.
of the dicky.
So it's a normal long tail cast on you've done.
Normal long tail.
Good.
And on this one, we also always knit the first stitch to make a more firm edge.
Yeah, I actually really like this edge. It is really good.
So we start with 3 knit stitches. Then we knit the first one, and then there's always 3 purl. The next one. And then the rest is later the rest will be pattern. So
You're doing the purl now all the way.
now I purl the rest, but later you will see there will be 3 knit stitches and 3 purl, but on this needle there is 3 knit stitch in the beginning, then you purl until you have 3 left.
And then you knit those.
Yeah.
So that becomes the edge on the other side.
That's the edge on the other side.
Okay.
So now you have 3 knit stitches. And this is now 1 row of purl. And we need 1 row more of purl to make this edge. So then when you turn your work and go back, you will knit or purl the first stitch, because you always knit the first stitch or purl. Depends on where you are on your work. Purl 2 more. So you have now you have the 3 knitted stitches that we shaped the edge. And now you knit back
Okay.
the rest until you have 3 left. So now you see that's the second row of purling. And then you purl the last 3. So that was 2 rows or 2 rows with purl on the front.
Yeah, that looks nice.
And 3 knit stitches
on the sides.
on the side.
To get that.
The next step now is you want to have 2 rows of knit stitches
Okay.
on the front. That means the first needle you just knit all of them. I think this is a really nice edge because the bottom of the edge doesn't roll anywhere, and the side is actually rolling in. So it makes a really nice edging. So that was the first row of knit stitches. Then you turn it again, and now you have to purl all of them to get the second row of knit stitches.
Okay. Looking good.
Yes, and if you want to see more of the Setesdal folk costume and everything, we have videos.
Yes, we do. We have done a series on Setesdal. We published that last year in 2021, that is. And you'll find links to the series down in the description below. Or maybe it pops up over our heads as well. But it's for sure in the description, so go there and you can click your way. And among other things, I do have to show, when we were doing research for the book, or for the series, sorry, we used this excellent book by Laila Duran, which is actually written in both Norwegian and English. It's an excellent book called Folk Costumes from Setesdal. The author's name is Laila Duran, and you can Google her and you'll find her book. And anyway, there's beautiful imagery from Setesdal, and it's all shot in the areas where we actually were. So we kind of used this book a little bit as...
I put post-it so you can find the picture.
Yeah, but where's the picture of the Rignestadloftet?
The post-it. Come on.
Oh, there it is. So among other places, if you see our series, you'll be able to be transported to the amazing Rignestadloftet, it has roots all the way back to the medieval ages. So very old, beautiful barns. Yeah, and then there's also this beautiful detailed photo here of the sock that you can hardly see.
You don't see much.
Yeah.
You have socks all the way up over the knees, I guess.
Yeah, imagine going through all this trouble knitting a pair of stockings and then you don't
And you
see
won't
them.
see them.
Anyway, Arne, sorry, I was digressing again and you were laughing at me, I guess. But
Yeah. So now you have 2 rows, actually 3, including the cast on. of purl stitches, then you have 2 rows of knit stitches, and then you do 1 row of purl. So knit on the side, and you purl until you have 3 left. Like this. So that's 1 row with purl. And then 1 more, then you knit the last 3, and then the last needle or row on the edge will be knitted stitches. That means you have to purl all the stitches back.
Wow, and that's how you create this edge.
That's how you get the edge.
Cool.
And it's also good. I really like to knit the first stitch on this, because you don't need those loose stitches on the side, because you're not picking stitches up. But then, of course, on the neck, when you do the neck, the curve, or
when you shape the collar.
when you shape the neck opening, you slip the stitches around the neck, but you knit the stitches on the side. This really makes a nice edge, I think. I think I've said that many times now, because I love it.
Yeah, and because you love it so much, Arne, you will have to try it and model it for us as well.
So that's the principle of the edge. And this one stays like this, it doesn't roll. And then on the side, as you can see on this one, it rolls in a little bit. This one we have steamed with wet towel and a hot iron, just carefully, just to make it a little bit flat and soften.
Yeah.
It softens up.
And yeah, but let's see you wear it. Let's see how good you look in that. Oh, color is beautiful.
This is my new accessory right now, because sometimes if we go to Oslo and it can be really cold in the streets, but if you go indoors, it's always so warm. So you can't wear a turtleneck indoors. So then you just rip it off.
It's easy to just get it off. Yeah, and just a very quick explanation of how it's knitted. You know, you do your edging, and then after the edging, you knit the stitch, the lace.
Yeah.
And then, and it's actually 2 separate panels. So you knit your front panel and you knit your back panel. Your front panel has a longer front neck drop than the back panel. So they're both shaped. And then you connect them, and then you pick up the stitches, and then you knit the collar itself on the round. So it is a really easy thing to do. If you're a new beginner and you've wanted to do a sweater, and you want to learn a little bit about the principle of knitting a sweater, this is a good place to start, because once you've done that, all you need to learn is how to set in your sleeves, and so it's you're kind of halfway into getting there. So we would encourage you to do a dickie, and they are very useful.
Yeah.
Did you show how quickly you can take it off if you're wearing it?
I did.
Yeah,
I just ripped it off.
Yeah.
Very quick.
Yeah.
And we didn't do Kitchener on the sleeves. No, the shoulders.
The shoulder seam.
So we just sew them together.
And how does it look from the inside? Do you want to show it? Oh, it's nice.
Yeah.
Looks good. So yeah.
My new favorite accessory.
Yeah, so that there's a perfect dickie for every occasion. You can wear them. You can wear them under your jackets, just to stay cool around your neck. I mean, there's a lot of uses for them, and you can do so many different patterns on the panels if you like.
And this is the blue from the Norwegian yarn.
Yeah.
Our yarn with Rowan.
Yeah, which you also can get. We'll put the links in the description as well, so that you can click and get the yarns, or up on the screen as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, Arne, very, very lovely. I can't wait to get one as well. I want to make myself one in red, which is
and
my favorite
doing
color.
this kind of this pattern, the lace or the relief patterns, I think that's actually so much easier than color work if you're a new beginner, because you don't work with a lot of colors.
That's
and
right.
It's just 2 together and yarn over and
knit 2 together, yarn over, and do this and that, and then
knit
you're done.
and purl and easy. And the pattern is very easy when you've done it a few times. Then you see how it should be.
Yeah. And in case you are wondering about the pattern, you can get that as well on our website at arnecarlos.com. Again, that is all down in the description down below. Go there and look at patterns. You can go there, you look at the yarns that we work with Rowan. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff to entice you and get you going, get your creative juices flowing as well, in case you want to do a little bit of your own stitches on your own dickies. So yeah, lots of possibilities and lots of fun projects for sure. How long did it take you to do this dickie?
Oh, this took a while because I was making the pattern as I went on, both in writing and in drawing. Because I like to do when I knit things like this, I like to knit from the chart, not from the written thing, because the written pattern is so confusing.
Yeah.
It's so much easier when you have a drawing in front of you and you just do what's on the drawing. But some people like to have the written pattern, so we have to do both.
Yeah.
But there's room for so many mistakes in the written pattern.
Yeah, there
It's
is.
so easy to miss a yarn over or something, so it takes forever
It does, yeah.
to make them.
But anyway, without writing the pattern, it would have been quite a quick knit, I would assume.
Yeah, 2-3 days.
Yeah. So let's, on a final note, I want to show one more photograph from the book. I love this particular one. These are all the guys in Sattesdal wearing their traditional folk costumes. And if you followed our series on Sattesdal, you will know that Arne has his heritage down there. And I'm sure I'm asking this question on behalf of a lot of people. When will we see you wearing a folk costume from Sattesdal? Is that something realistic? Will we ever see you?
One day.
Yeah. Maybe one day.
So me.
Yeah. Hopefully you will
I
see.
have the sweater.
Yeah, you have the sweater and you're doing the stockings now.
And
So
the stockings.
so you are getting there.
And the shoes.
And the shoes. So you're
And
getting
the cufflinks.
and the cufflinks. So who knows? Maybe one
What more
day.
can you ask for?
Yeah, what more can you ask for? Maybe the rest of the folk costume. And so anyway, one day, hopefully Arne will be parading down on May 17th, 17 Mai, our Constitution Day, wearing his beautiful Sattesdal folk costume.
Then I don't have, if I do that, I don't have to make the other one.
No, you have to finish the other one as well. Anyway,
I'm not
yeah.
doing this one. This is difficult.
Yeah, but we'd all love to see you in it, that's for sure.
I want to see you in yours when it's finished with the white jackets.
Well, that's coming up.
That's
so
coming.
that should be done for this year. Anyway, if you like this episode, give it a big thumbs up. Become a subscriber. The Arne and Carlos family is growing, and lots of subscribers around here. We enjoy ourselves communicating and interacting with them. Yeah, make sure to become a subscriber. You could then put on your notifications so that
And you
you
won't
never
miss an episode.
Yeah, miss an episode. Newsletter is a great way to stay up to date on everything that goes on in the Arne and Carlos universe. And we've got great patterns in our website. There's also yarns. And yeah, it's a lot of fun hanging out around here. So we are very happy to have you here every week.
So see you next time.
See you next time. We post episodes every Sunday at 6 p.m. Central European time. And sit in it for a bit on Wednesdays. So stay tuned. Bye.
Bye. Now
Also-
we have to check the dogs. They're quiet.
The dogs are quiet. Why are the dogs quiet?